Ci sono aziende in cui lo sviluppo dei nuovi prodotti.
There are companies in which the development of new products never stops, and then there are those like Ferretti which also push for the development of new technologies.
Sul Ferretti 670 vedremo le ultime novità.
On the Ferretti 670, we will see the latest in design and furnishings, and also the development of mechatronics, which is the integration of mechanics and electronics.
Il progetto dello scafo è stato eseguito dal cantiere.
The hull design was carried out by the shipyard, which chose category A for the boat, the best. The interior design is the work of the architects and designers from the Ferretti Group, but they have involved prestigious companies for the furnishings. The external lines, the result of a collaboration with architect Filippo Salvetti, have lost all curves and are projected straight, taut, sharp. The flying bridge is an area of 24 square metres. They have exaggerated with the size of the solarium. Of course, on the fly, you can cook and have lunch. The external helm station is a design element that deserves a prize. The furnishings of the bow widens up to the gunwale to give space to this new lounge with seats, tables and lots of sunbathing space, a new interpretation of the bow bridge borrowed from mega yachts. On the aft platform, you can place a tender up to 345 centimetres. In the cockpit, the table fits up to 8, completely protected by the fly. The mooring islands are covered, pure Ferretti style, as well as the third manoeuvring station. In the living room, there are 2 large opposing sofas, covered in fine fabric. Later we move on to the dining area and kitchen. The latter is very elegant and technical, just like everything on this yacht. The table is made of crystal. There is more character and more luxury on this new Ferretti 670. Ferretti has designed various layouts for the different regions of the world, for the different requests of the owners. If I were the owner of a yacht, I would like to live on it for long stretches of time and would like a huge master cabin like this. To rest well between the bed and the engines, they have arranged the bathroom, the crew cabin and fuel tanks, multiple layers of soundproofing. On one side we have drawers, even on the highest levels, and on the opposite side a sofa. Those who can't stop working can do some from a privileged place, the study of this yacht. The bulkheads are made of walnut. Beds, drawers and bookcases have a refined leather effect. Below deck, there are 3 or 4 cabins and even a kitchen. In the centre of the hull, the double cabin with twin beds. The VIP cabin is very large as well as very high, even if I stand on the steps. The bathroom is Italian with all the accessories.
Questo è il modo più moderno di controllare.
This is the most modern way to control the boat, with 3 displays. They are part of the Simbrad navigation and the monitoring systems are from Naviop, both companies of the Navico group.
Qui vengono riportate tutte le.
Here are all the functions, the navigation ones, control of engines and onboard systems.
Su questo yacht sono presenti le migliori.
On this yacht, there are the best technologies developed by Ferretti in collaboration with specialized companies such as Zenta. All moving parts, the motors, the inverters, the propeller, the rudders, are electronically controlled, meaning without mechanical connections. In essence, the information travels on a network and is then checked by the control units. This allows a completely different management of the yacht from the past.
Attiviamo il joystick.
We activate the joystick here from the central control panel, but we can also alternate and exchange the visualizations on these screens. It is incredible on a boat with a traditional shaft-line transmission to be able to maneuver so easily with a joystick control. And you can perform all the maneuvers, including moving laterally.
Supponiamo di voler mantenere una posizione ferma con...
Suppose we want to maintain a firm position with a bow in a certain direction and a boat on the spot. Now we have the wind and the sea at the cross, and they are both quite strong. To keep this point, just press here.
Una schermata ci avvisa che abbiamo le eliche.
A screen warns us that the propellers could come into operation to keep the boat in this position.
Questo comando joystick.
This joystick control is not just for maneuvering, but also for piloting the boat at cruising speeds. They have turned it into something very similar to the cruise control of our cars.
Con qualche colpetto in avanti, aumento progressivamente.
With a little bit of a step forward, I gradually increase the speed of the boat. But if I want to be more aggressive, push and hold. If I realize I have accelerated too much, a few taps back.
Intanto, facendo così,
Meanwhile, in doing so, we have begun to plane at 14 knots with the engines at 1,500 RPM. On this unit, we have two 1,200 horsepower MAN V8 engines. They chose the 8-cylinder V shape to reduce the vibrations and therefore also the noise.
Questo comando non è semplicemente un joystick.
This command is not simply a joystick for maneuvering, it's also a tiller. That is a tool to be able to set the boat's course. If I want to make a slight change of direction, push it to one side and then release it.
Se invece ho bisogno di fare una virata molto più rapida, allora lo tengo premuto.
If instead I need to make a much faster turn, then hold it down and the approach is much faster than I could have by turning the rudder wheel. It's a pleasantly different way to use the joystick and the accelerator at cruising speeds like this.
A 2000 giri minuto,
At 2000 RPM with a load on engines around 80%, we have a cruising speed of 27 knots.
In realtà potremmo dare...
In fact, we could give a little more load to the engines, reach up to 85%.
Si riesce ad usare millimetricamente la velocità in questa maniera.
You can manage the speed in this way. Here, now, we are at 85%, 2070 RPM. Speed is 28 knots. Consumption at this high cruising speed is about 190 litres per engine.
Su questo yacht hanno fatto in modo che se si...
On this yacht, they've made sure that if you want to go at full speed, the commander must take both the controls, the steering wheel and the throttles.
Questo è un sistema di guida elettrico con attuatori idraulici sulle pale dei timoni.
This is an electric driving system with hydraulic actuators on the rudder blades. In this way, you can have a feeling that can be graduated, that can be chosen during the settling and calibration of the commands, to have a wheel that responds more quickly or more gently, depending on how the commander or the shipowner prefers it.
C'è un'altra funzione interessante. Quando accostate...
There is another interesting feature. When you turn the wheel and let it go, it returns to the centre and then keeps the course without needing to correct the rudder. It does this by itself, naturally within a range of a few degrees.
La timoneria elettroidraulica così attuata.
Electro-hydraulic steering, so implemented, has another important advantage. The rudders are independent. The right and the left move with different angles. This means that the turn is safer.
Se ad esempio ad una forte velocità diamo tutta la base.
If, for example, at a strong speed we had turned to one side, the response is quick, but then it's not a sharp turn that can cause trouble. We were looking for the maximum speed and discarding this myriad of fishing signals that are here in front of the port of Cesenatico. we go full throttle.
Abbiamo il sistema automatico di controllo dell'assetto con degli intercept.
We have the automatic control system for the trim with interceptors, and this is a great help too for the owner or the commander. And now we have reached 33 knots and the engines are at full speed, 2,350 RPM.
Il Ferretti 670.
The Ferretti 670 is a concentrated mix of luxury and technology. Well, aren't these the qualities we look for in every product?